Welcome to another exciting and informative episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shibu Are You. Today we're going to have a simple and fun video. We're going to do a unboxing featuring EGS Expert Grading Services. Now these are the books that I had submitted to EGS and they have come back graded, and we're going to take a look at these. And again, I know that 90% of the people are supporting CGC, and I was one of them too, but I love EGS Expert Grading Services and PGX. I think it's very important to support the smaller companies because it's not good to have a monopoly. It's just not healthy for the entire comic book scene and the longevity and health of this wonderful hobby. So another reason is EGS is a local, they're based here in the East Coast of Florida, and they're a family owned, they're not a corporation, and I'm proud to support companies like that, an American owned small family business. And it's important, we have all these things, buy local, buy small business. Yeah, anybody could send stuff to a corporation, and but it takes a real true American and someone that, you know, believes in that to, you know, go and support a company when they're small and growing. So I'm proud, not they're a sponsor of this channel, but I'm proud because I know my dollars are going to support something that is as patriotic as the Stars and Stripes. And that's my take on it. I know some people may not, whatever, to each his own, but I love EGS, and I'll show you why. So we're going to take a look at some of the books that I've gotten back from EGS and why you too should consider making the switch. Hey, maybe not 100%, but go ahead, submit like at least maybe out of 10 books, submit like 4 or 5 to, you know, EGS Expert Grading Services. And, you know, they're on the rise. I mean, that's the cool thing about this. Since I've befriended and have them as a sponsor, I've seen them grow in just a few months during this pandemic and stuff. So that is cool. I'm very happy to be a part of that. So let's take a look and dive in. I'm going to start off with the home run right off the bat. Now this is one of my most prized books that I've gotten back. Nothing too fancy. It's G.I. Joe issue number 215, part of the Death of SnakeEyes story. And what makes this special is that this is signed by Larry Legend Hama himself. In 2017, Larry Hama signed this book. And it's kind of like a tribute to the, even though this is not the original packaging of the 1985 SnakeEyes action figure, but it's featuring kind of the layout of it. So it's a variant copy, and I think this is phenomenal, and I'll bring it a little bit closer. And also look at the custom label there. A nice red and black label for that. And we got a 9.4 on that, which is pretty, I'm ecstatic about that. But again, to have a signature series with the man who should be on the Mount Rushmore of comics. I mean, along with the Stan Lees, and I'm sorry, even before the Liefelds, the Jim Lees, and McFarlane. If it wasn't for Larry Hama, comic industry would not be where it is today. So that's why this is pretty damn special to me. G.I. Joe 215. The next one's actually part of that same Death of SnakeEyes series. And this is G.I. Joe issue number 212, part 1 of the Death of SnakeEyes. Now this is the second variant cover, which is actually a little bit more rare and sought after out of this 4-part series. So I was happy to get the second print of this cover, and I really love it a lot. I think it's fantastic. I got a 6.5, and that's okay because this was actually, I had to use this as part of my G.I. Joe recaps. I actually had to, so this was part of my collection, and it was used. It wasn't like put away. And if you've noticed, I've actually put things to actually hang up on the wall back there. And if you follow my channel or seen my Instagram posts, you already know that I previewed this and showcased this before. And again, another custom cover, label with, again, a cobra head on there for SnakeEyes. I think this is badass, and it kind of pops a little bit and goes with the whole color scheme. That's what I love about this. So even though this is a 6.5, I am so happy that the way it came out, the way it looks, and when it displays wonderfully. And that's what I like about EGS, is that this is for fans. I mean, us Gen Xers, if you guys have watched my channel, you know the retro room is like pretty much a haven, a museum of the 80s, early 90s. So to have these as part of the decor is wonderful, and I think that's pretty cool. So that's G.I. Joe issue number 212, second print, variant cover. The next one is actually, this is going to be cool. This is the first appearance of Roadblock and Duke, G.I. Joe issue number 22. So right after we had the epic issue number 21, which is actually being graded as we speak. And I was lucky enough to score a first print newsstand edition of that. And that's one of my holy grails. I mean, I've been doing this for God knows how long, so I finally able to get issue number 21. But issue number 22 has been climbing. If you watched my video of the upward trending G.I. Joe comics, this has a lot of spec behind it because John Cena may be playing. You know, we have the SnakeEyes movie that's coming out in a few months. So there's going to be more Origins movies. And, you know, John Cena has been posting, you know, things about Duke. So specking about Duke appearing in the G.I. Joe verse is huge right now. This book used to be, you could pick it up for probably $12, but now you're looking for a loose copy, probably in the 30s now. Now, the other thing I want to feature with this is EGS. I have the distinct honor of having the first camo label ever. So does the CGC have this? No. Any other company have this? No. So this is the first and you could see it looks freaking phenomenal. Yes, it's a 6.0. I don't give a monkey's uncle. A real fan wouldn't care. It looks really good. Look at the back. And again, I put those, these tabs on it, these 3M peel-offs, so this doesn't affect the book at all. It comes off, comes on, doesn't affect the wall. And this just makes this issue pop so much. I think this is a testament to EGS and how they took something, and yes, it is a 6.0, but it is a wonderful 6.0. It looks beautiful in this case. Nice and slim. So it goes onto the wall looking phenomenal. I'm so happy about this, and I think this is great. First freaking camo label. All right, so the next one is actually another book that's been climbing up on the charts, and it has a lot of different print runs too, and that's Transformers #1. Now this is the first print direct edition. I also have a newsstand edition that's actually being graded as we speak, but I'm going to point out again the label. Yes, this is a 3.0 raw. I didn't get it cleaned or pressed. I just along with the Transformers section in the retro room, this one sits there and it really looks phenomenal. Yes, it has a 3.0. So that may deter some people. I don't think it should, because again, a first print is actually and with this book that's been climbing through the charts, it looks wonderful. The presentation, the Autobot sign over there, you got first comic appearance and origin of Autobots and Decepticons. I think this is a phenomenal book, and just its presentation itself, it looks better than a 3.0. I'm sorry. I mean, I think it looks phenomenal. So to have this, again, as much as I love G.I. Joe, I also love Transformers. That's being a Gen Xer. So to have a, issue #1, in this presentation to be displayed is a wonderful thing for the retro room. So here we have Transformers #1. Now these are the newer books that I picked up today. Batman number 270. What makes this special is that it's the second appearance of Harley Quinn in the MCU. So that's kind of significant. Now these are just the regular normal labels. I didn't get a custom label for these just to showcase that. So let me take it out. The other thing I wanted to point out is unlike other grading companies like CGC, the cool thing is the grader's notes accompany this. So EGX gives you a certificate of authenticity along with the grader's notes on why it got the score it did. This is a very, very wonderful thing to have. I mean, a Gen Xer loves tangible things. You know, with CGC, it's like a whole process to get the grader's notes. But with this, you have it readily available. And I store all of my notes in a folder for whenever I need to, use it. I could just pull it out. But again, to have a grader's notes included, so you could see, for example, corner, scuff top and bottom front cover, spine stress, lines front and back cover, indentation lines front back, stress lines on back cover, color rub back. I mean, again, these are part of my collection since I was a kid, growing up in the 80s and 90s. So the fact that it got what it did, I could care less. I think it's phenomenal that, oh, here it is. A 7.0 for Harley Quinn's second appearance is freaking great. I know with, again, the second Suicide Squad coming, I know with the Harley Quinn movie that came out that totally bombed, that wasn't really good. But, Harley Quinn is such an iconic character. And, her first appearance was in that Batman animated cartoon comics. So to have the second appearance of Harley Quinn, and this is actually the first in the regular Batman run itself, I think that's pretty damn cool. So this is something that, again, it looks great, even though this is the EGS basic label. And even though with that, it still looks pretty damn cool. So I'm really happy to have this and add this to my collection. So I'm gonna put that aside. All right, the next one, talk about iconic cover. This is Amazing Spider-Man 328 with Spider-Man and the Hulk. This one got a 6, but still, it looks great. Again, these are all raw. I didn't clean and press any of them. I don't clean and press any of my books. I know maybe modern comic people think that's a big no-no, but again, I'm not into flipping or posting on eBay or whatever. So these books, I kind of like the way they are in my collection. This is what I've had in these boxes in the back for a number of years. So to get it, I'm sure if I clean and press this, it could shoot up to a 9 at least. But again, what an iconic cover of the Gray Hulk and a McFarlane Spider-Man just punching him in the gut. So to have, and then the Amazing Spider-Man all messed up and stuff like that. This is such a cool cover. And again, it hits all the tropes of McFarlane all in one shot. So I'm so glad that this is done, and it comes out nice. It looks really presentable. Here's the back, Turbo Graphics. That's pretty cool. I would recommend getting the Turbo Graphics Mini instead of finding a old Turbo Graphics system yourself. So, you could mod Turbo Graphics Mini and get all the games and stuff. But wow, this is pretty damn cool. And again, this is the certificate of audit authenticity, as long as the grader notes, and it says right here, corner, scuff top and bottom front cover, spine stress lines front and cover back, indentation top line, bottom front cover, small tear bottom back cover. I didn't know that. Yeah, sure enough, there it is. So to have this, a tangible thing that tells you why the book got what it is, I think is very imperative and very important for those that do want to sell it. I think instead of making someone go on a goose chase online and, you know, check with CGC and all that other bullshit, I don't know. And I like the fact that it's thin. I've noticed that, you know, with CGC, I've seen some things of tampering and stuff like that. I don't know. I like these. And the cool thing is, EGS has developed its own slab. It takes time. When you're a small company starting off, you know, you're going to have to grow with that company. Like, you know, eventually EGS is going to have its own slabs. So when that happens, of course, it's going to be great, but, you know, you're growing with the company. And it's not going to diminish the value of these books. It has everything. These will be, you know, up there. All right, the next book, maybe I'm a year behind, but at one point, this was all these modern comic YouTubers, they had this book in their top 10. And that is Spectacular Spider-Man number 176. Yes, that's correct. The first appearance of a villain named Corona, ironically. And the raw edition of these books, at one time this was a $1 bin book. That's right. And I know about it this time a year ago, a raw copy was getting close towards $30. So I remember I picked this up just at the very beginning when I was, you know, when it was specking already, and sure enough, I did find it in a $1 bin. But just to have this as a memory of the bullshit year that we went through, I mean, that's pretty damn cool. And again, it has 8.0, first appearance of Corona. We just have the plain generic label for this. And this one has, for this notes, it has corner scuff top and bottom front cover, spine stress lines front and back cover, edge wear top back cover. So again, that is a very important thing to have, just because it's tangible. You don't have to go in a goose chase to get the grader's notes. But again, the presentation is beautiful. For 8.0, and look through the camera, it pops, it shines, it looks really good, presentable, and very thin, so you could hang it up on a wall for display using those 3M tabs there to have. So I think this is a great a little reminder of the year that was 2020. All right, so the next one, we're going to go back into G.I. Joe, obviously, because I am a G.I. Joe YouTuber. And it's kind of cool to get all my G.I. Joe books done. Again, the end of the G.I. Joe run is pretty significant. By this time in 1994, towards the end, G.I. Joe was having low print runs. So issue number 150 all the way to 155. I submitted this is 153. So this is 2 issues before the end of the G.I. Joe run. And again, this one got a 7.0, direct edition. Again, a nice cover of Scarlet, and the Bat version too, or, you know, it looks more like the Terminator, the T-1000 or whatever, but still like a very just to sorry about that. I had to adjust the that issue that was up against the wall back there. I heard it, you know, starting to come off its the thing that I put it up against the wall. But anyway, this is a great looking cover. Again, these were limited print runs, and the fact that I do have, the only one I'm missing is 155 now. So to complete the Marvel run for me, as an avid fan, it's just 155. So if anybody has a 155 out there, hey, you know. But anyway, I'm kind of really happy to get this and have this included, and this will go up on the wall as well. The next one is G.I. Joe issue number 6. This is the first appearance of the October Guard. Now, all Joe fans know what I mean by that. This is the Russian equivalent of G.I. Joe that at time beginning was their adversary, but then as of now and slowly became an ally, you know, because you can't be mad at the Russians all this time. But this one got a 4.0, and I totally understand that. This was this one had it, but even though it got a 4.0, look at it. It's shiny. The cover looks great. It pops phenomenal, and I'm okay with that. I think that's you know, I have issue number 1, 2, 3, so all of them are up on the wall right now, and they have issue number 6, which is a very iconic cover of, you know, the G.I. Joe team and the October Guard on either side of Cobra Commander's helmet, his chrome dome. I think it's pretty cool, and even though it's a 4.0, it's a very good 4.0. And again, Herb Trimpe artwork. I mean, anything with Larry Hama, Herb Trimpe, G.I. Joe. And a lot of people don't know. They're talking about amazing Incredible Hulk 181 and how it's going through the roof. Herb Trimpe drew the cover for Incredible Hulk 181. So I think poor Herb, if he was born in a little bit later, he would be up there with the McFarlanes, Lees, and Liefeld. So a part of doing this YouTube channel is the fact that I want to give Larry Hama and Herb Trimpe the credit that they deserve amongst modern collectors, to educate. As much as I'm learning from these guys, I hope they learn from me and us Gen Xers, and realizing how important and vital Larry Hama and Herb Trimpe were to the big comic boom that was the 80s and early 90s. I think, and I swear by this, if it wasn't for those two individuals, you would not have a McFarlane's, you would not have Lee's, and you would not have Rob Liefeld. So give credit to where credit's due. Larry Hama and Herb Trimpe. So to have this cover, again, looking as nice as it does, yes, let's not even care about this. But I think it's wonderful. And again, the grader's notes say just, you know, spine stress. And that's what's going to happen. G.I. Joe was, you know, a gateway comic to all of us. You know, if it wasn't for G.I. Joe, we would not get into the SpiderMans, the Captain Americas, the Supermans, the Batmans. It was, as I call it, the gateway drug into our comics at the Gen Xer. All right, the last one we're going to look at is actually relevant to the MCU. Now, this one, again, it's just like Hulk 181 and what's happening with Hulk 180. Now, Incredible Hulk 180 is the actual first cameo appearance of Wolverine, and 181 gets credit for being the first appearance of Wolverine. But lately, Incredible Hulk 180 has been also getting a lot of traction, and it's been booming. Now, the same thing is with Taskmaster. The Avengers number 194 is actually the first cameo appearance, of Taskmaster in cameo form. Of course, 196 is his first cover and first appearance, but again, it's such an argument that's going on amongst modern comics. When is the first appearance? So to have it differentiate between first cameo, first full appearance, like, you know, same thing with Venom. You know, 300 is Venom's first appearance, but we've all heard Todd McFarlane say that, you know, 299 is what he believes is Venom's first appearance. So going by the Todd McFarlane rule, I'm going to say this is the first Taskmaster. If the Todd father says that, then hey, I'm gonna agree with that. So technically, this is the first appearance of the Taskmaster, and you know, we've been waiting, having Black Widow be pushed back. So it's kind of cool. This one got a 6.5, which I'm actually surprised at, because this book was in rough shape. This is the newsstand edition as well. I wish that was incorporated in this label, but you know, that's okay. So that's pretty cool to have the first Taskmaster, and this is probably, you know, this is probably going through the roof right now, and 196 to be honest. But hey, this is not a bad book to get if it, you know, still have some time. So think about this. Well, anyway, that does it for this unboxing of EGS comics. Again, click on the link below and message them on Twitter. Let Tony, the president, know that you learned about their company through this channel, and you'll get a discount on your order for EGS. And I think it's great. I know there's people that are going to be like CGC, and that's fine. I'm not here to convert anybody. But the point is that I know, because in my profession, I am a former government auditor. And you know, the whole thing with markets and businesses, I've made many references that things like you know, having a monopoly or one company that dictates everything in the market is not good for the market itself. Case in point, the ToysRUs. Case in point, Sears. It just takes one bad executive to make everything crash, and we've seen that. I mean, in business side, and again, I'm wearing two hats here. I'm putting my analyst, auditing brain, as well as my fanboy brain at the same time. It's more important and imperative to have not one, but 2 or 3 companies that are all on the same wavelength, so they're all equal of importance, because if anything happens, the market itself doesn't fall, it collapses. Because you know, with the comic industry, the way it's been booming, like, especially during this pandemic, it makes sense, and it's okay. You know, maybe if you want to submit 10 books, like I said, send 3 or 4 to EGS and give them a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, and grow with the company. Because remember, this company is a fan, is run by a fellow fan. So someone like you and I, you know, not a faceless, nameless corporation. So that's why I support EGS Expert Grading Services. So again, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Also, check out EGS's YouTube channel. They just started, and I'm going to try to help them out as they try to get their feet on the ground. This is SpiderMan signing off. Take care.